Praise the Lord, children. Now let's learn about Newton's universal law of gravitation. You can see two objects here, M1 and M2. They can be considered as two objects in space too, like two planets. They have a force of attraction between them, and that force of attraction is F1 and F2, and the distance between the objects is R. Now, as we learn the law, you look into the equation that is given below also. Every particle in the universe attracts every other particle with a force that is directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the centers of these two masses. The direction of the force acts along the line joining the masses. So F is directly proportional to M1 into M2. F is directly proportional to 1 by R square. Therefore, F is directly proportional to M1 into M2 by R square. Therefore, F is equal to G M1 M2 by R square. That is the equation. Now we go on into the next topic, acceleration due to gravity. Before that, what is G? G is the universal gravitational constant. Its SI unit is 6.674 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Now acceleration due to gravity is small g. You know what is acceleration due to gravity? It is the gravitational force felt by all the objects that fall towards the earth, isn't it? It's represented by the letter small g, and its unit is ms minus 2, that is meter per second square. The value is 9.8 meter per second square. Now you can see two objects, one with capital M and one with small m. The capital M represents the mass of the earth. Another one is the object present on the earth. Comparing these two objects, capital M and small m, capital F is equal to capital G, capital M, small m by R square, and also we know that capital M is equal to MA, that is equal to MG. Therefore, MG is equal to capital G, capital M, small m by R square. Therefore, acceleration due to gravity is small g is equal to capital G, capital M by capital R square. So, the mass of the earth capital M is equal to small g capital R square by g. Now we go on into the difference between mass and weight. What is mass and what is weight? The quantity of matter contained in the body is called mass, and the weight is the quantity of matter due to the gravitational force. The gravitational force exerted on it due to the earth's gravity alone. Now this mass is a scalar quantity and weight is a vector quantity. The unit of mass is kilogram and the unit of weight is Newton. Mass will be constant at all places, whereas weight will be variable with respect to gravity, because due to gravity the gravitational force will be different in different places of the earth. So because the gravitational force is different, the weight will also be different at different places of the earth. So weight is equal to gravitational force is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Therefore we can calculate weight using the formula W is equal to mg. For example, if mass is 60 kilogram and gravitational force is 9.8, the answer would be 588 Newton. If the same person goes to the surface of the earth, his weight would be 97.5 Newton, because the value of acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the moon is 1.625 meter per second square. So W is equal to 60 into 1.625. But his mass remains the same, that is 60 kg, on both the earth and the moon. Now do you understand the difference? The next topic is apparent weight. Apparent weight is the weight of the body acquired due to the action of gravity and other external forces acting on the body. Let us consider a person of mass m who is traveling in a lift. The actual weight of the person will be W is equal to mg, which is acting vertically downwards. The reaction force exerted by the lift surface R is taken as the apparent weight, which is acting vertically upwards. If the lift starts to free fall, if the lift experiences a free fall, according to Newton's third law, you no longer push down on the scale. So the scale pointer says it's 0 and you seem to be weightless. Weightlessness is the condition that occurs in free fall when the weight of an object seems to be 0. So the apparent weight will be equal to 0 if the lift starts falling down. Okay, now you see the table in your book 1.2. The first case, lift is moving upward with an acceleration A. Here, apparent weight is greater than the actual weight. In the second case, lift is moving downward with an acceleration A. Here, apparent weight is lesser than the actual weight. When the lift is at rest, apparent weight is equal to the actual weight. When the lift is falling down freely, the apparent weight will be equal to 0. Here, the apparent weight is denoted as capital R and your actual weight is denoted as capital W. Have you gone to an amusement park and taken a ride in a roller coaster or in a giant wheel? During the fast downward and upward movement, how did you feel? It's amazing, isn't it? You actually feel as if you are falling freely without having any weight. This is due to the phenomenon of weightlessness. Sometimes you experience the same feeling while traveling in a lift. The same condition is experienced by astronauts. Weightlessness of the astronauts. Astronauts are not floating but falling freely around the earth due to their huge orbital velocity. Since space station and astronauts have equal acceleration, they are under free fall condition. Now we see the application of Newton's law of gravitation. Dimensions of heavenly bodies can be measured using the gravitational law. You look at the diagram, first diagram, mass of the earth, radius of the earth, acceleration due to gravity, etc. can be calculated with a higher accuracy. The second one, it helps in discovering new stars and planets. One of the irregularities in the motion of stars is called wobble, led to the disturbance in the motion of a planet nearby. In this condition, the mass of the star can be calculated using the law of gravitation. The fourth point is, it helps to explain germination of roots because it's due to the property of geotrophism, which is the property of a root responding to the gravity. The last one helps to predict the path of the astronomical bodies. This is the application of Newton's law of gravitation. Thank you.